So a little bit about streaming first. When you start streaming, there are no contracts and you can cancel anytime. Unlike with cable TV, where you do usually have to sign a contract for the whole year at least. Some people say that it is more affordable, but and I'll get into it a little bit later. That can quickly change. It really depends on what system you get, what services you pay for. So it can be affordable, but sometimes it can actually be more than cable. So there's a lot of things to think about with it. But there is a lot of free content out there. It's all in real time. You don't have to download anything. You don't need storage. And it's easy to find things that you do want to watch. You don't spend time just like flipping through channels trying to find something you can watch. You can just search for something. And also it's fun to watch old favorites. You can binge watch old shows that you enjoy. So what will you need to start streaming? You need reliable internet access. You need some sort of streaming device such as the Roku or Chromecast, and you need streaming services. And these that I listed here are some of the major ones. There are a ton more out there. All right, so do you have good internet service? The FCC recommends 10 to 25 megabytes per second, but that's not usually enough for the average family. You tend to need more, and you might need about 50 megabytes per second or more. And you can test your internet speed to see how fast it is. Just go online and search for, like how fast is my internet. And you'll find that some companies will claim, like Spectrum will claim that you get 100 megabytes per second, but that varies throughout the day based on how many other people are using the internet. All right, and these are some of the streaming devices. On the left is the Apple TV, and then on the top right is the Amazon Fire Stick, and then the middle is the Google Chrome, and the bottom left is a Roku, and then the one on the right is the NVIDIA Shield. All right, and then these are just about how much they cost. And in terms of like which one you want to purchase, it can vary based on, just what products you enjoy using, what services you enjoy. I know for Amazon Fire, for instance, they didn't have YouTube for a while. You couldn't get YouTube on. I don't know if that's still the case, but it's definitely worthwhile researching a little to see what services they have and are those services you want. And also it just depends on, maybe you already have a lot of Apple products at home and you want the Apple TV because they connect very well together. You can screencast very easily. The Roku has the most user-friendly interface. So it's the easiest to use, and they have a lot of apps you can download for it. And the Google Chromecast is cool too because it allows you to watch TV on your TV using your phone. So you can, or an iPad or whatever. So you would link your phone to your TV, to your Chromecast, and then if you get a phone call, your show won't be interrupted. You'll still be able to watch it. So that's a really convenient thing for that if you have a lot of devices. And the NVIDIA Shield is probably the most expensive and also maybe the most complicated to use, potentially. It's really great though for gamers if you're really into gaming.
Question. Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So these are the prices of the initial thingy, right. Or is this a price per month?
No, this is the price for the device itself. So you buy one of these devices,
okay.
Based on what you like, and that's just a one-time purchase.
Okay.
At some point, it might get old and not work as well.
Yeah.
And you might want to buy a new one, but generally they last a long time, and it's just a one-time buy. You can go to order it online, or you can go to Best Buy or wherever and buy it. Yep.
So it's one Roku per one television, or does one Roku work all of them? Oh, okay.
Yes. So one Roku.
See, I told you a little basic. Thank you.
Mhm. All right. So there are lots of other options for streaming. You don't have to purchase the device. You can stream right on your computer. You can use an HDMI cord to have whatever you see on your computer go to the TV or your iPad or whatever. But the issue with that is if you're doing something with your HDMI cord like that or screencasting, if you change the screen, you say you go to another website, that will change on your TV too. So unlike with the Chromecast, like I was talking about, if you get a phone call suddenly, you're still able to, people who are watching the TV show can still watch the TV show. But if you're plugged into an HDMI cord, you won't be able to, and you switch, you won't be able to still watch that show. So that's something to think about. If you already have a PlayStation or an Xbox, you can stream using that. There are digital Blu-ray players that allow streaming. And there's also a smart TV, which already has all the apps you might need built into the TV. And those are very common today. Yep. You also want to check to make sure before you buy a smart TV, check to make sure that it has the different streaming services that you enjoy. I mean, it will tend to have the major ones like Netflix and Hulu, but it's a good idea to check because they don't tend to update them as often. So whatever you get in them is what you have. So if there's some streaming service that you're really interested in, check to make sure that they have it. All right. Another thought is to consider getting an antenna. Antennas are not the same as they were, even 30 years ago. They work really well. And you can watch major sports, broadcasting networks, local news, and there's no fee, aside from the purchase of the antenna, of course, there's no fee, no subscription fees. Okay, and then these two websites are great for figuring out what size antenna you need because there are different sizes based on how far or where you are from the tower. And here I'll show you antenna web. So when I put Manlius Library into antenna web, it was saying that if I wanted, these top channels in the image up to PBS, right? I could get a yellow, which is a small antenna that can come into your house. It's the size of a piece of paper. And you can set it in your window or hang it on the wall. And then I would get some channels. And it's easy to move around too. So if you might be able to get a few more. And then if I wanted more channels than that, I can get a medium directional one. And then they also have ones that can go in your attic and ones that can go on your roof. So there's a lot of different sizes. And TV Fool, this is another example. You can see in the top, the green is another indoor set. So it's saying I can get these stations, which is not very many, with a small indoor, antenna that I can put on the window or wherever. And then if I wanted all the bottom stations that are gray, they are very weak and I will most likely require extreme measures to try and pick them up. So they may not work as well. So these are just both websites to help you research if you're interested in getting an antenna, and I think they're very useful. And then I also did mention these lines indicate the direction that the tower is in. So, all right. So let's talk about paid streaming services, which I mentioned. There are a great deal of them, and this is not all of them. This is just a selection of them. And yeah, I think HBO Go has changed its name now. Okay. So Netflix has a really great selection of TV shows and movies, and they make a lot of their own content now. And you can still get a free trial for 1 month. So if you're interested in shows like The Crown or Stranger Things, Netflix is really good for that. And Another thing that I should mention here is that with the free trials, it makes it really great. You can like try it, see if you like it, and if you find that you're not interested in it, you can always cancel it. That's something that I do. Like when we, when there's a new Stranger Things series out, we'll watch that and then we'll cancel Netflix because we're just like, well, there's really not much else that we're interested in. So it's sort of like pick and choose what you're interested in, and you can easily cancel a service so you're not continuing to pay.
It's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So Netflix, that's like, okay, 2 devices, 3, so you have one Netflix subscription for each computer, each phone, each
No.
television?
No, for that you can get,
Oh.
so basic gets you one for one device, but you can log into Netflix onto any device. So, if you get the basic and you're watching it on your TV and then you go on a trip, you can pre-download a bunch of movies and then go on your trip and log in on a different device on your computer, say, and then watch those movies you pre-downloaded or watch other movies, depending on if you have internet service, of course, because that you still need. So you can log into any device, but you can only use one at a time. So if you share your password with someone, then someone else can't use Netflix at the same time as you. But if you're a bigger family, you might want to get premium because that will let you use it on 4 devices at a time.
Okay. Wow. All right. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, Hulu is similar, but they do have some of their own free content, but they're showing mostly things that are on the TV to watch now. But it's always a day later. So if there's a show you enjoy, and I can't think of a show right now, but if it comes out on Monday, you can watch it on Tuesday.
The Good Doctor.
Yeah. So like The Good Doctor, I don't know when that comes out, but
tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it is Monday. Perfect. So
yes.
When The Good Doctor comes out tonight, you can watch that episode tomorrow, which is not a long wait. I mean, it's just like a little bit of change of your habit. And they do a similar thing where you can get a 30-day free trial, and then they have different levels, basic or no commercials. And they let you watch, I believe, up to 2 devices at a time. And then Hulu Live lets you pay extra for live TV. So if you wanted to, so you could watch The Good Doctor tonight or other channels. And they have a lot of choices of live channels, and you can also pay additional to get HBO as well, and Disney Plus. So they're always adding other channels packaged. You can get packaged with Hulu. But I think I haven't heard many people saying that they use it for sport, have used it for sports and things, but they do have sports channels as well. I have heard people doing that with Sling TV, and this is like TV a la carte, where you pick a package, you can get, so say Sling Blue, you get 45 channels, and then you can just choose which channels you like.
No.
Yeah, and then you can pay extra to get HBO and Stars and things like that as well. And this also has a free trial, it's just a shorter trial, it's just 7 days, but it's worth trying out. And I have heard of people that they really like Sling for all the different sports channels that they have. So if that's something you're really interested in, you might want to look into that.
No.
But so those are the main big paying for channels. There are more, like Disney Plus is a big one right now. And there's also Stars and Showtime. There's a lot of them. All right. So YouTube has free content and also a paid subscription. And the paid subscription is nice because it will remove all the commercials. So there's no ads. And you can also stream music. They do have there are some original YouTube programs, and they also do live programming as well. You can search for, like, say there's a new, like if you like NBC, for instance, you can type NBC News Live, and then you might be able to find some live programming. Yep. And then Philo, I'm not sure how to say it, but this is a new one that I've heard of that also gives you a 30-day free trial, and you can get either 43 channels or 56 channels, and you can stream on up to 3 devices at once. But I haven't actually used this one myself, but I've heard some good things, and it's nice live on-demand TV. All right, and then I mentioned there are plenty of free options. PBS has a lot of great shows, like they had Downton Abbey that ended, but they have other good shows, and you can watch them free on any device. You can go on your computer and watch them. If you pay, they do have a donation that you can make for your local channel, and that will get you older things, or like, so say you want to watch, last week's episode, or like a couple months ago, some episode, you can still watch it if you're paying their donation. But it helps support your local PBS station. So you can just choose the PBS station you want to support, and then you will get, it's called PBS Passport, and you can watch older episodes of things. It's kind of nice to have. And then the major broadcasting channels like ABC and CBS will have will show some episodes of their show for free without having to log in as a subscriber, or you can often they'll do the same thing like Hulu, where they'll make the show available, or that episode available the next day on their channel, and again you can watch that on any device. And then Crackle is really good for movies, although there are ads, but you just go in and you search for the movie you want to watch, and you can watch it. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, finally, you can stream with your library card. If you're a Manlius Library patron, we offer Hoopla and Canopy. And we actually increased the number of circulations per month since the pandemic started. But with both of these, there's no waiting, no holds. So, with Overdrive, of course, you sometimes have to wait for your item to be available. But with these, they're a separate company. So it's just, you just make an account with your library card. You'll need your barcode and your PIN number. And then you'll be able to create, your own login using your email. Yeah.
Those two have been fantastic.
Oh,
I am computer illiterate, but I have been able to log into both of those, and I've seen old movies like My Little Chickadee, and I've seen some good movies.
Oh, yeah.
Very pleased.
And Canopy I love Canopy because they have a lot of cool international films.
Yep.
I know there are people that, they're looking for films in German, and they go there, then it's really great for that. And they have all, great documentaries and a lot of indie and art films. So if you're into that, Canopy is really great for that. And Fayetteville Free Library also has Hoopla. So I don't think they have Canopy yet. I think at this point we might be the only library that has it, but if you're at a different library, I definitely recommend. Well, there's not that many people in this group at the moment, but if you were at a different library, you should talk to them about getting Canopy. Try out Canopy. It's really great. All right. So things to remember before you go and turn off your cable. What are your TV watching habits? If you are really interested in just leaving the TV on and having it run, streaming doesn't really work that well for that. Unless, there are like some, you could have YouTube running all day, I suppose, but it's not really great for that. So if you just want to watch a few things throughout the day or whatever in the evening, it's great for that. Also, remember how many people are in your household, because for some services, like I mentioned with Netflix, you can pay a little more, and then you can have people watching simultaneously. So if you're only one person or two people, and you're not worried about being able to watch simultaneously, maybe you don't need to worry about it too much. Will it help you save? And what is your budget? How much money are you willing to spend on all these different services? Because of course you saw like some of them were kind of expensive. So if you just got all of them, that adds up. And then, pretty soon you'll be paying more than you are with cable. So that's something to think about. Is this helping you save money, or is it helping you, just spend more money? But it may be for your budget, maybe you're happy to have the types of programs you want right now. So it's up to you. And can the service that you're paying for, can you stream the shows and movies you enjoy? So if you're paying for Netflix and you're not watching it, you might want to consider removing it. It's very easy to do. And then if you're interested later, you can always renew your subscription. But yeah. And then these are some resources that I have. I have to check the 2020 consumer reports, but these are consumer report articles that you can pick up at the library, because we now have browsing hours. So you can come and photocopy these articles if you're interested. But yeah. Oh, and then the last thing that I should talk about is Can I Stream It in videoapp.com app. Can I Stream It is a website, and it's canistream.it, is a website where you can type in whatever you're interested in watching. So like say you're interested in Doctor Who, and you type in Doctor Who season 1, and then it'll tell you what services will have it. So you don't have, so you can, search for whatever, and then find out like maybe it's only available on DVD. And then the Yideo.com app is another app where you can keep track of things you want to watch, and it will tell you when it's available and where it's available to watch.
No one wants to watch.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch the first season of Doctor Who.
No.
Black and white, 1966. No.
I mean, I watched one episode, and yeah, it is a little
dated,
boring, but you got to see where things started, I suppose.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's other shows. But in any case, the Yideo is good too, because you can make lists as well, so that in the future it will tell you, Cheers is available on Hulu, so I'll watch that, because it does change. The things will come and go. You'll find. And so using an app like Yideo.com is really useful, and it works on all different types of devices. So you can get it for the Apple or the I can't think of what it's called, the other service. All right, yeah. So that's the end of that presentation.